What's going on, yo? What's going on? What's going on? Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. Okay, all right. Um, let's start this off. We're gonna be a bit, you know, vague. You know, growing up as a black man in the hood in Dade County, you always appreciated there were consequences for your words. And sometimes those consequences were uncalled for in your mind. Sometimes it was too much. It was an overreaction in your mind, but you appreciated that words do have consequences, especially when you're belittling someone or people, when you are insulting someone or people, when you are defecating and urinating on people's heroes, um, when you're not just giving others something to think about or consider, but you're being very cold and callous, dismissive, dare I say, about who these people are or who this person is. And in Dade County, there are consequences to that, right? There are consequences, right? Um, Z has witnessed people mid-statement, fist to the face, mid-statement. You know, another thing, it doesn't it doesn't have to happen to Z for Z to show some humanity to everyone, not just black men or straight black men, but to everyone, right? And there are others in this society who felt as if they've had the luxury for decades, centuries even, to speak and to act callous, dismissive, insulting, belittling, using smearing, dehumanizing language towards others. And we're in a point now where maybe you might want to reconsider. Read some Linder. Litter. Better yet, litter. Sure. You know, and I'm gonna add it to the description box because I'm speaking about it now. And I spoke to someone in this space earlier about this. We have talking heads who are now reconsidering some of the very callous, mean, dismissive things they've said in the past. And I want to direct this to a certain someone. I'm going to say his name in a minute. And if anybody knows him, anywhere, anyone knows someone that knows him, a relative, a family member, I want to say this to this person, and hopefully this gets to this person. Sagar Injeti. Indian Sagar Injeti. Sagar, it's not simply what you said about BLM. You didn't see your face when you spoke of the black students and Ivy League. The very condescending, mean, smug way you spoke of black people. As a matter of fact, almost always speak about black people. What people have to appreciate is other people are, wait for it, people. And so when you're just casually speaking down on them, casually being callous towards them, casually being dismissive towards them, and you feel nothing of it because you thought you were so removed. I'm being careful what I say here. You thought you were removed. Now, as a black man, a few years older than you, Sagar, I appreciated I was never removed. I appreciate I could win the lottery today and be worth $100 million. F it, $500 million, $500 million. I'm still not removed. My words have consequences. My political stance has consequences on others that look like me and those that do not look like me. And I can get touched. I appreciate that. I've always appreciated it. Huh? There are others like you, Sagar, that you don't appreciate it at all until it get close to home. Until it hit close to home. And then you have to consider, would these people be enjoying and dancing on my deletion if something happened to me? Huh? It took this event for you to think that? For you to wait for it, say the right word. The word that conservatives run from for their life. It took that for you to feel that? You wonder why black people at the end of a statement say, you feel me? It's one thing to think it, it's another thing to feel it. Pause. Huh? There's a reason why black people say, you feel me at the end of a statement. It's a lot of folks, not just conservatives, by the way, who just felt this because y'all been talking real reckless behind a microphone for years and decades. But especially on the internet and social media, these talking head, these pundits, huh? Been talking real reckless. It's not cold, sterile news. Y'all done editorialized it. Okay, fine. But been real callous about people's lives. Appreciate what we're saying here. It's not just words. It's not just a debate. It's not just something to consider. Y'all been real dismissive and callous with people's livelihood, with people's life, with people's politics and the consequences of their identity, their politics, their income, their wealth. Y'all been real dismissive and callous about it. Huh? So to you, Sagar, once again, yes, you're right. There would be people that would watch what you said and say, F that guy. Mr. Z is not one of them. I didn't celebrate this event. I don't celebrate the death of others. With that, I'm not so dismissive about others' pain also. Unlike you, huh? We critique largely black women's behavior here. And with that, I speak in a way where I don't dismiss their humanity, where I acknowledge where they're right, where I acknowledge, well, you know what? Actually, that make a little sense. You know what? I can actually appreciate that. I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now. Actually, you, on the other hand, Sagar, go back and look at when it came out that um, the black students um, dropped their enrollment dropped at certain Ivy League schools. Sagar, look at your face when you addressed it. Look at your face. It's not just what you said. Look at your face when you addressed it. See, a lot of you non-black folks, non-black men, are real casual and dismissive about the life and the experiences of black men. Y'all real belittling. Huh? Well, we're here now. Mr. Z does not like this precedent, right? Sagar and Crystal are correct. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna link it in the description box after the stream with what's going on and how this is being used to go after political opponents and folks that might be doing a little too much on social media and saying too much. And to be fair, themselves being a bit callous about this. With that, Sagar said it's not just him. He spoke to a person and they were speaking about, wow, so this is where we are, and this is how it would go down if something like this happened to me. Yes, y'all be talking especially about black unalived people, especially about unalived black men. Yeah, what you thought? Huh? Oh my God, this is how they would respond if something like this happened to me. Oh my God, people would be sharing it and cheering it. Wait, are we not talking about human beings, people? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you could be callous and dismissive and smug about the unaliving of someone publicly. Wait, say it better, Z. Of a black person, black man publicly. You can do that. You and your subscribers and your followers can engage in that. You could be dismissive about black people and black people's experiences. Huh? You could be smug about it. Oh, look, black people at HBC is. Oh, but when something happens to you, now everyone, black people, are supposed to be humane and understand that this was a person and they had children and they had a wife, and you have to understand. And how could you be so cold and callous? And oh, okay, okay. Huh? Sagar, what did you think? Huh? America got way too, the whole entire globe, the America got way too comfortable for centuries with being gruesome to and towards black men, being cold and callous to and towards black men, both black men that are alive and black men who meet their end in the most gruesome way. America been way too comfortable. And now a handful of you, because of social media, because of the memification of everything, now y'all are, wait a minute, this is how they can respond to me. Yeah, wait a minute. What y'all thought? Huh? Oh, that's a genius statement. And Krabby Abby says 3/5 of a man to them. Social media, these parasocial relationships, the internet has cheapened your life too. Welcome to hell, Sagar. Mr. Z is not celebrating. Mr. Z is not saying this is the way it should be. But as a fellow content creator, I don't want to say his name just in case, has said here, either y'all gonna treat black men like everyone else in this society, or everybody in this society is gonna be treated like black men. And y'all chose wrong. Uh-oh. So yes, Sagar, to answer your question, I saw the look on your face. You had to reconsider, yeah, because you Indian and you a white ass kisser. So you didn't think that this could happen to you. Sagar, let's be fair, the likeliness highly unlikely. But yes, it can. Sagar, you've been so smug and dismissive, and no, you can't hide behind Marshall. You've been so smug about black people. Sagar, once again, I would like for you to look at your own face when you were speaking about black people at Ivy League schools. Look at your face, Sagar. Listen to how dismissive you were. And I'll pause right there. Nothing else needs to be said. What Willie D say? No more talk. No more talk on that. And I'll leave it there. There's no reason for me to mention this event again. Um, Mr. Z's not gonna celebrate this thing. 31 years old, kid's wife, but bro, people are people are retweeting this dude's own words and getting fired. How am I getting fired for retweeting what he said? Especially if I don't put a caption, I don't say anything else. I just retweet what he said. Huh? So that's 16 minutes, y'all. Okay. All right. So we're ending that, and we gonna talk about a certain Kayla Nicole. Some of y'all already seen this video on Instagram. Some of you have not. Mr. Z gonna get flagged. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. This is definitely getting demonetized, flagged. I might even get a strike. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and we're gonna play this, and we're going to see. And I changed my title. I realized it was a typo earlier. The title of this stream is "The Ladies Have Learned Nothing," and we're going to play this, and let's see if this jogs a few of you memory. Yes, everyone, that's Kayla Nicole on stage with Chris Brown. Now, some of us, this looks eerily familiar. But before we get to what it reminds us of, right, we're going to read some of the comments because, the ladies got to frame it in some type of empowerment language. You better believe they got to frame it in some type of empowerment language. Travis Kelce, I know Travis sick seeing this. Taylor not effing back like that. Oh boy. We're gonna address these. We're gonna address these comments, right? And the other person says, "No way she is," laughing my butt off. And another one is just rolling laughing emojis. Okay. She aced that interview. Hope she got the job at the end of the nice night. I know what you're saying. At the end of the night. Okay. All right. All right. Oh no, y'all. We gotta keep on going because they're letting you know what this is really about. Mr. Z is gonna remind y'all that we've seen this before. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Let's not never ever again refer to Kayla as quote unquote Travis Kelce's ex. From now on, she is sexy ass, red chair, look him dead in the eyes. Okay, all right. Talk him through it, Big Mama Kayla. Oh God. Continuing. I just know she had to suppress all of this when she was with TK, Travis Kelce. Cause ain't no way, no way. I get what you're saying. Okay. Ain't no way he could hang. Even Breezy had to adjust. Yes, y'all. Now we know what this is. Because we've seen this before. about 20, a little over 20 years ago. What you talking about, Z? Shout out to all the Xers. Y'all know what Z is talking about. Some of y'all millennials know what Z talking about too.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Terror Squad featuring my man Fat Joe, Petey Pablo, the Yin Yang Twins, and of course, Little John and the East Side Boys.
Who's that, everyone? Who's that? Who is that? Anybody remember who that is? Ain't no point. I'm gonna get a strike anyway, Louis. It's Vivica A. Fox, everyone. If I'm not mistaken, some Xers and older millennials, correct Z if he's wrong, some of you boomers that remember this, was this not Vivica after 50 Cent? Uh-oh. Was this not Vivica after 50 Cent? Somebody correct Z if he's wrong. Huh? Yeah. The ladies have learned nothing, everyone. The ladies have learned nothing. They just gonna keep playing the same playbook over and over and over again. Huh? I know how to show that I'm over the relationship. I'm gonna jump on stage and dance whatever popping group or whatever popping person, whatever popular person is making music. I know what I'm gonna do. Pathetic. Huh? Yeah. The ladies have learned nothing. 21 years later. And they just came and you know what we're gonna do? She's over Travis Kelce. Look, I can prove it. Look, she's on the stage with Chris Brown and look at her dancing. And stop. This only proves that she's not over Travis Kelce. Stop. We've seen this before. Huh? You know the best way to get over a man? To get under a man. You got to give it to black women. A phrase that men use amongst men, black women said, I'll do it, I'll take it, I'll use it. The best way to get over an ex is the best way to get over a woman is to get under a woman. And black women said, you know what? Huh. The best way to get over a man is to get under a man. And how is Vivica A. Fox doing right now? Oh, 60 years old, saying now she's ready to settle down. No kids, no man. Yikes. Ain't looking good, huh? 20 years later, literally 20 years later.
A few moments later.
And the ladies literally learned not. They literally double back and did the same thing and see it as some form of empowerment, huh? Wow. 2 decades later, once Z saw this, and shout out to who sent me this. Shout yourself out in the comments or in the live. Once I saw this, I was like, "Oh, you know what this reminds me of?" Now it took me a little minute to go find the Vivica A. Fox tape. Oh, wait a minute! Isn't that saying a lot that you can't really find the Vivica A. Fox clip on its own because it was ineffective? Ooh, goddamn, huh? So Vivica shows that she's over 50 by twerking her non-ass having ass at the time, and her Daisy Dukes on stage with Lil Jon and the Yin Yang Twins and the East Side Boys and Petey Pablo and them and Yawn, huh? And here we are, 2 decades later, black women. Who's ushering other black women into womanhood? We literally had this conversation yesterday to say, you know what? I did that. It didn't turn out right for me. Here I am, Kayla. Vivica need to be on the phone with Kayla Nicole right now. Hey, why did you do that? Didn't you see I did that 2 decades ago? It didn't work for me. 50 done had kids after me. 50 done made so much money after me. Vitamin water and all. Huh? So it is what we said it is. Women will see this and say, "Well, that was that beat. That won't happen to me. I could do the same thing, and the consequences will be different for me. The outcome would be different for me." Yeah, we'll see. Look at Z Ramen, huh? So to show that you are no longer caring about, or you don't care about what the whole situation with you and Travis Kelce, which ended years ago. True indeed, ended years ago. But to show that you're over it, you do the same thing Vivica A. Fox did 2 decades ago? Huh? And why I picked out these specific comments is because they said what needed to be said. Huh? I know Travis I know Travis sick seeing this, the wording, everyone. I know Travis sick seeing this, Taylor not effing back like that. You know what Travis Kelce has other than triple X goddess in the bedroom? Peace and $1 billion. He has a fiance that is worth over $1 billion, world famous, and he has peace. Oh, and he has a woman that doesn't that doesn't belittle cooking, that doesn't see a problem with cooking. Huh? It's sad as a black man to continue to watch black women run into the wall, giving their middle finger to everyone, including white men in this case. Specifically black men. Oh, you know, black women love telling a black man how much he don't need them. Huh? But all of this comes at a cost. And shout out to Shay Sade for finding the whole clip.
Oh, shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
That last word, Mr. Z didn't have that before. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but didn't mention the price. Loneliness. Kayla Nicole, your liberation equals loneliness. You know how we know? Because we're watching another one of you try to frame all of this in her liberation. And you're gonna hear liberatory freedom. You're gonna hear that a few times in this clip. What you talking about, Z?
Wish that man well, and then decided I really I was a pretty bad wife in the sense that nothing salacious, nothing. I just was so focused on my dreams, my ambitions, my aspirations, and frankly, kind of my agenda, you know. And I was immature enough and inexperienced enough to believe that loving me and being even, I guess, married to me even meant going along with that agenda. It meant if you love me enough, you're gonna kind of go my way, or more or less here is the highway. And I say that in retrospect, having grown and learned so much about how horribly erroneous that method is and was. So when I came out of that divorce, I had a real clear intention, and this is what I always say to young ladies or people period that are kind of, you know, is married to me. I say, I want you to think about if you were to go start a business tomorrow. Would you want to pursue your business in a joint venture format, right? Where you willingly and enthusiastically invite collaboration?
Yes.
Where from the logo to the tagline to the cadence of, you know, when you distribute and how you distribute your product, and we're doing this together, and I like yellow and you like red, and what do we think? If you like that functioning, I think you could be maybe a good candidate for marriage.
Sure.
I'm dead serious. What you just left me? I'm dead serious.
That's real.
And
That's
or,
real. I love
or
this.
there's something called solo proprietorship.
Right.
Where the buck stops with you, but also the responsibility stops with you.
Yes.
The surplus, the debts, the liabilities, and the assets.
That's all on you.
It's all on you.
Right.
And it was so clear to me, especially coming out of my divorce, that I am a sole proprietor for life.
You said.
Did we talk about this?
You said this to me. You were like, I don't like group projects.
I don't like group projects. I don't like business partners. I don't. It's not for my functioning. So my preferred way to navigate the world is in a solo capacity. So getting to your question, that was the driver for my decision to. So by the time, you know, a whole bunch of stuff happened, I had an engagement. I ended that during the pandemic. We all went through a global pandemic. Can we name that?
That.
And for us, because we're age peers as well, you know, you come out more or less on the other side of that pandemic, and I'm 38, 39, quickly approaching 40.
Yes.
And I don't say 40 as a doomsday to anyone listening, but I do say it with kind of some pragmatism around biological impact of fertility.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'm sure the physicians will address this better than I can. But I'd already been told, and also a point of privilege. I had a soror personally tell me her story of egg freezing when she was in her early 30s. We were colleagues at the time. We were chapter sorors. I had, again, no intention to be a mother, but almost like a little bit of a light flex. I had the disposable income. I'm doing well. I'm in New York City. All the cool girls are doing it. Literally, this was like the height of egg freezing parties and all that shit. So why not? I literally did it as a why not. At 34, I froze eggs. I ended up freezing 10 that were viable. We'll come back to that. Coming out of the pandemic, I'm turning 39, and a few things also happened in that pandemic. In addition to deciding what wasn't for me romantically, I realized that I didn't need, this is my story, a man to save me in some of the ways that I think I still had some fantasy around being saved. Okay, if we can talk very plainly.
Listen.
I thought that I needed a man to, like, position me around power, around wealth, around safety, and around security.
Was the feeling that being partnered, that being in a relationship with a man would help you attain those things, secure those things, maintain those things, all of that?
Certainly sustained, right? So like I've always had confidence, right, in my ability. You know, I've been practicing law since I was 23 years old. I'm a very educated woman, hardworking. So I never doubted my abilities as much as I had questions around the likelihood of a black woman named Ebony from the South being able to sustain financially and, frankly, emotionally in all the ways, the lifestyle and life I wanted for myself long term. So I never doubted whether I could get there.
Right.
I think my insecurity was, could I stay there?
Ooh.
And so that's when I think that, again, I had some fantasy around some mythical man, some, you know, man in my head, being the safety net, being an insurance policy, if you will, around making sure it sustains.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm big on the feelings test these days, Danielle. I'm big on if it doesn't feel good, I'm so much better on not caring what it looks like. I
Yes.
only care what it feels like.
Oh, I love that.
Right, and that's really
liberating.
it's very liberating, and
Yes.
that is the only
Liberating, you heard it.
around being a solo mom by choice, because we know what that looks like, and I know we're going
Right.
to get into that and what
Yes.
society
Yes.
insists that
Yes.
it kind of looks
Exactly.
like, right? But I don't give a shit about that anymore, thank God. I only care about what it feels like. And then I started to really feel like I'm the man that I've been trying to wait to save me. It really was that for me. And that did so much for me, Danielle. It did so much for liberating me, but it also gave me a new way to pursue love, which I know we'll also get into in a minute.
One of the things to me that was so refreshing is that Liberty has liberated her mother, right?
She reversed Uno'd me.
In so many ways,
She did.
right? In so many ways. One of those ways being in your search for partnership, right? In your search for a partner. Now you've talked quite a bit about dating, and you've been very honest about your standards, for better, for however folks respond to that child.
Sure.
But one thing that I think I personally found so refreshing and interesting is that you are now at a place in your life where you can date with a level of freedom that isn't restricted by a biological clock on the back of your head, or even looking for a partner who looking for a partner through the lens of this person being a father, right?
Absolutely.
And so when you're not looking at this person's qualities as, when it's not so significant that like, who can you be as a parent?
That's right.
It opens up a whole new world. So talk to me a little bit about what has it been like now to date as a single mom by choice?
Yes, Mr. Z ended it there because I will be reviewing this at a later date. I wanted to play this part because of the obsession. Y'all heard how many times they said liberating, liberatory, freedom, freedom, liberating, liberatory, freedom, freedom. Yeah. And let the light-skinned young lady say it again, what it's gonna cost you.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
To Ebony K. Williams, to Kayla Nicole, y'all can have your freedom and your shout out to FD. I'm gonna go clip out my own goddamn stream. FD said they want their autonomy and security, and I laughed. Yeah, they could have their autonomy. Who's gonna provide them the security? Z, you still there? Z still here? Huh? Yeah, about that. Ebony K. Williams, all you had to do was call Charlie Theron, the white woman with the adopted black kids, and ask her how that single mother by choice thing is working out for her. Wait, y'all hear that? Z, you still there? Z still there? Y'all hear that? Oh, silence. Yeah, that's it. Huh? She named the baby Liberty. Shout out to Toya. Toya said, wow. Huh? She named the baby Liberty. Ladies, dear black women, you could give us all the middle fingers in the world. You could give black men all the middle fingers. You could do your whole, I'm going to move on without you. I'm going to do my own thing, and I'll just, whichever one of yours on my level, I can't be the middle. See, that's how they sound. That's how they sound. Huh? Yeah. We know y'all throwing temper tantrums, ladies. All of it is a temper tantrum. Huh? Because you want to be able to give men, black men, the middle finger and still somehow end up with a man? No, go munch on each other. Shout out to black women. So the entire time for decades, black women have given black men an ultimatum, excuse me. Either we deal with their childish ways, temper tantrum, petulant children, temper tantrum throwing ways, or we go engage in LGBTQ activity. But in actuality, what's happening is black men are dating and marrying outside of the race. Black men are passport bros. Black men are SYSBM, and black women are relegated to being the sexual plaything for non-black men. What's going on, Ebony and Kayla? Or black women themselves are engaging in LGBTQ activity. Once again, 23% of black women now identify some type of LGBTQ or bisexual, better yet, bisexual. Yeah. Huh? So we've learned nothing. Huh? We've learned nothing. Kayla Nicole, 2 decades later, is pulling a Vivica A. Fox. 2 decades later. So you hear about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift getting engaged, and your response was the Tracy Ellis Ross. I believe in joy because joy has legs. Yawn. Right? And for those of you that were asking, what does she mean by that? They believe in joy instead of happiness because happiness is fleeting. Unlike happiness, joy has legs. It'll go the distance. All of it is some shout out to the women mumbo jumbo nonsense. Females speak for my feelings. Females speak for, let me protect my ego and my feelings right now because, oh, this loneliness is kicking me in the rear end. Ooh, ow, ooh, ouch. Huh? Yikes. Indigo says, when all else fails, when all else falls, there is the carpet. You could mess around and fail and then fall into some carpet. Shout out to the ladies. Indigo says, when all else fails, there's always carpet. No? Yikes. Truck killing me with the song references. Right? So Mr. Z wanted to come to y'all with this to say the ladies are obsessed with their liberation, and black men are gonna let you experience your liberation, and you get autonomy. You can have your liberation. You can flex all the power you want, and you get nothing.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, madam. FD, you said autonomy and security, and we watching black women put all their chips on their autonomy, and we got sent for that ass indifference. The majority of black men will not be antagonistic. They're not going to be insulting. They're just going to walk up to the man on the street interviewer and be like, what's your preference? That brother that's down here in South Florida, he's off of Brickell. What's your preference? Oh, I date Latinas. So you do not date black women. I don't know why our brother speaks like that on the interviews. It'd be cracking me up. No, man, I haven't talked to a black woman since black girl since middle school. Next man on the street interview. Oh, sir, I see you here with this beautiful woman. Could I ask you if you don't mind? Not to be offensive, but why aren't you with a black woman? Uh-oh. Black women, you can have your autonomy. You could have your liberation, negative liberty. You could have your freedom, negative liberty. And it will cost you everything. What's everything, Z? Black men. Huh? Z, you gonna play this a zillion times again? Again.
Oh, shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
Ah. Huh? You can have your freedom, your liberation, your liberty. Shout out to whatever black man decides to do anything with Kayla Nicole. Shout out to all you professional brothers. Whichever one of you decide to do anything with Ebony K. Williams, y'all get what y'all get. Huh? Y'all see the way they speak on interviews? You see where their politics lie? You see how they speak on black men in particular, but men in general? You get what you get. I love that that interviewer that was interviewing Ebony K. Williams said, oh, that sounds so liberating. Oh, hey, whoever you are, man, it sounds like you might be married. You off the streets for now. Oh, but we gonna make Ebony K. Williams feel that. Ebony, you better go get you another white man. Huh? Whichever one of you professional brothers do anything with Ebony K. Williams, you get what you get. She's letting you know who she is. She's letting you know what she see relationship is as. And relationship for her is just a safety net, her own words. A man is, that's all he is. Now, do we speak about men as being a safety net for women over here? Of course we do. As helping to get them and maintain their status in their position? Of course. But is that all a man is? Huh? Oh, we gonna play it again, Z, play it again.
Wish that man well. And then decided I really, I was a pretty bad wife in the sense that, nothing salacious, I just was so focused on my dreams, my ambitions, my aspirations, and frankly, kind of my agenda, you know, and I was immature enough and inexperienced enough to believe that loving me and being even, I guess, married to me even meant going along with that agenda. It meant if you love me enough, you're gonna kind of go my way, or more or less here is the highway. And I say that in retrospect, having grown and learned so much about how horribly erroneous that method is and was. So when I came out of that divorce, I had a real clear intention, and this is what I always say to young ladies or people period that are kind of, you know, is married to me. I say, I want you to think about if you were to go start a business tomorrow. Would you want to pursue your business in a joint venture format, right? Where you willingly and enthusiastically invite collaboration?
Yes.
Where from the logo to the tagline to the cadence of, you know, when you distribute and how you distribute your product, and we're doing this together, and I like yellow and you like red, and what do we think? If you like that functioning, I think you could be maybe a good candidate for marriage. I'm dead serious. What you said? I'm dead serious.
That's real.
And
that's
or,
real.
or there's something called solo proprietorship.
Right.
Where the buck stops with you, but also the responsibility stops with you. The surplus, the debts, the liabilities, and the assets.
That's all on you.
It's all on you.
Right.
And it was so clear to me, especially coming out of my divorce, that I am a sole proprietor for life.
You said,
Did we talk about this?
You said this to me. You were like, I don't like group projects.
I don't like group projects. I don't like business partners. I don't. It's not for my functioning. So my preferred way to navigate the world is in a solo capacity. So getting to your question, that was the driver for my decision to. So by the time, you know, a whole bunch of stuff happened, I had an engagement. I ended that during the pandemic. We all went through a global pandemic. And we named that. That. And for us, because we're age peers as well, you know, you come out more or less on the other side of that pandemic, and I'm 38, 39, quickly approaching 40. And I don't say 40 as a doomsday to anyone listening, but I do say it with kind of some pragmatism around biological impact of fertility.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'm
Absolutely.
sure the physicians will address this better than I can. But I'd already been told, and also a point of privilege. I had a soror
Yes.
personally tell me her story of egg freezing when she
Right.
was in her early 30s.
Right.
We were colleagues at the time. We were chapter sorors. I had, again, no intention to be a mother,
Right.
but almost like a little bit of a light flex. I had the disposable income. I'm doing well. I'm in New York City.
Sure.
All the cool girls are doing it.
Yes.
Literally, this was like the height of egg freezing parties
Yep.
and all that shit.
Yep.
So why not? I literally
Right.
did it as a why not.
Yeah.
At 34, I froze eggs. I ended up freezing 10 that were viable. We'll come back to that.
Yep.
Coming out of the pandemic,
Yeah.
I'm turning 39, and a few things also happened in that pandemic. In addition to deciding what wasn't for me romantically, I realized that I didn't need, this is my story, a man to save me in some of the ways that I think I still had some fantasy around being saved. Okay, if we can talk very plainly.
That's yes.
And I think I thought that I needed a man to like position me around power, around wealth, around safety, and around security.
Was the feeling that being partnered, that being in a relationship with a man would help you attain those things, secure those things, maintain those things, all of that?
Certainly sustained,
Okay.
right? So like I've always had confidence,
Sure.
right, in my ability. You know, I've been practicing law since I was 23 years old. I'm a very educated woman, hardworking. So I never doubted my abilities as much as I had questions around the likelihood of a black woman named Ebony from the South being able to sustain financially and frankly emotionally in all the ways the lifestyle and life I wanted for myself long term. So I never doubted whether I could get there.
Right.
I think my insecurity was could I stay there?
there. Ooh.
And so that's when I think that, again, I had some fantasy around some mythical man, some, man in my head being the safety net, being an insurance policy, if you will, around making sure it sustains.
Right.
And then, I'm big on the feelings test these days, Danielle. I'm big on if it doesn't feel good. Like I'm so much better on not caring what it looks like. I
Yes.
only care what it feels like.
Oh, I love that.
Right, and that's
that's
really
liberating.
it's very liberating, and
Yes.
that is the only reason I was able to get to a decision around being.
He almost had an orgasm saying liberating.
I wanted to get into that, what society
Yes.
insists that
Yes.
it kind of looks like,
Exactly.
right? But I don't give a shit about that anymore, thank God. I only care about what it feels like. And then I started to really feel like I'm the man that I've been trying to wait to save me. It really was that for me. And that did so much for me, Danielle. It did so much for liberating me, but it also gave me a new way to pursue love, which I know we'll also get into in a minute.
One of the things to me that was so refreshing is that Liberty has liberated her mother, right?
She reversed Uno'd me.
In so many ways,
did.
right? In so many ways. One of those ways being in your search for partnership, right? In your search for a partner. Now you've talked quite a bit about dating, and you've been very honest about your standards, for better, for however folks respond to that child.
Sure.
But one thing that I think I personally found so refreshing and interesting is that you are now at a place in your life where you can date with a level of freedom that isn't restricted by a biological clock on the back of your head, or even looking for a partner who looking for a partner through the lens of this person being a father, right?
Absolutely.
And so when you're not looking at this person's
Partner, liberatory, liberating, freedom, liberating, liberatory, partner. Yep. Who died and made these black women elite white men? I guess that is their goal. Shout out to Dr. Tommy Curry. Ugh. As Mr. Z has stated multiple times on his channel, dear black women, I know this is going to be hard to believe. This is going to be a difficult one. You might want to sit down for this. This is going to be hard to believe. Straight black men do not want to marry and have sex with chocolate dipped elite white men. We rather not be having sex with Milton Freeman or Frederick Hayek or Adam Smith. Huh? We don't even want to have sex with Ayn Rand. Huh? Shout out to Ebony K. Williams. First, we know that you throwing a goddamn temper tantrum. Second, we see you trying to protect your little fragile ego in your heart with looking at these relationships as cold and business and numbers. Do you collaborative or do you want to be a sole proprietorship? Oh, come. Yawn. Hey, Black women think we don't grow up with them. We can see a broken black. See, that word almost came out. We can see a broken black woman when we see them. We know what a broken black woman look like, Ebony. You can't hide behind business language, Ebony. Pathetic. Huh? We know what a broken black woman looks like. We know what she sound like, and she look and sound well like you. Huh? Boy, she put that law degree in full use. Shout out to women, shout out to black women. Hiding behind these fake ass complex concepts and business language. And do you want something more collaborative, or do you want to be a sole proprietorship? Huh? Man. Shout out to Black Uru. Y'all read Black Uru's comment. Huh? So Ebony does all this to protect her fragile little ego. Her fragile little ego. Huh? And all it is the same thing over and over again. So we gonna do this again. If they in the stream, y'all know why. Z, you being really reckless. Mr. Z is being really reckless. But we gonna do this. Fair use, fair use. Right? Let's do this. Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. Right? And so for those of you that don't know why Mr. Z is bringing up Ebony K. Williams, we're speaking about black women and the protection of their ego, right? Their pride, what they see as freeing, what they see as liberatory, what they see as empowering, and what they engage in when they feel a shot to that ego, right? When they get punched in the face, when their ego gets punched in the face, what do women engage in? Well, for those of you that weren't in earlier, yes, that is Kayla Nicole on stage with Chris Brown. And you better believe the women in the comments saw it as some type of empowering and some type of get back for Travis Kelce or towards Travis Kelce. And they said as much in the comments. Not all the women said as much. Some of them knew how to play it close to chest and make it seem like this had nothing to do with Travis Kelce. The other women, well, they spilled the tea, which we already knew was the tea. And here you go. I know Travis sick seeing this. Taylor not effing back like that. Travis Kelce is getting cookies baked. He's with a billionaire, world famous pop star, billionaire, and he's getting cookies baked for him. Oh, and he has peace. So, you know, the super freaky jump off the ceiling fan, triple X fun. I guess he could pay for it when he wants it on that level. Huh? He could get him another black woman. Somebody tells Z he's wrong. Huh? Continuing. She aced that interview. Hope she got the job at the end of the night. Oh boy. Huh? Oh, but that's not the real comment. The real comment is the one further down. Let's not never ever again refer to Kayla as Travis Kelce's ex, quote unquote, Travis Kelce's ex. From now on, she is sexy ass, red chair, look him dead in the eyes, talk him through it, Big Mama Kayla. Z, you still there? Z still here. With my eyes almost permanently stuck and the roll eye position. All right, continuing. I just know she had to suppress all of this when she was with Travis Kelce, because ain't no way. Nah, wait, okay. Oh, okay, whatever. Because ain't no way he could hang. Even Breezy had to adjust. This obsession with power from black women. This obsession with power. Oh. Yeah, y'all weren't saying that when she was with him, though, because he was the white man and he was the rich, famous football player white man. Now it's, I bet you she had to suppress all of this when she was with Travis Kelce. even Chris Brown, even Breezy had to adjust. Oh, man, look. Oh, bring on the goddamn series, The Acolyte. Bring on the series, The Acolyte. Just bring it on. Oh man, Mr. Z never watched it. From my understanding, that's with the Jewish sister, the young one, that the one that was Rue off of I forgot her, Amanda Steinberg. Steinberg? Yeah, I think that's her name. Yes, the mixed Jewish black young lady and Jodie Turner Smith, and apparently in the Acolyte they kind of not clone themselves, but they use science or magic or whatever and create themselves, right? So there is no sex involved or any of that. Let's just bring on the science to let black women do this, because this is impossible. This is impossible. Huh? Whoever you are, dear scientists, just go ahead. You don't need any test subjects. Black women will be going willingly, and they'll just have little girls, and they'll continue and perpetuate themselves as little girls, because ain't nobody gonna be effing with them. Huh? Yeah, so it is Amanda Steinberg. Thank you, Toya. Thank you. Right. Yikes. But for all of you that saw that, right? So we just played that. So this might get me strike. This is definitely probably gonna get me strike, but we gonna play it anyway. For everyone that saw that, if it didn't jog your memory, we've seen this play before. What Kayla Nicole engaged in, we've seen this play before. When did we see this before? 2 decades ago. Shout out to Vivica A. Fox.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Terror Squad featuring my man Fat Joe.
Wait a minute. Thank you for this trail. Talk about foreshadowing. Trell says it wasn't science, it was witchcraft. Why is he laughing? Because you better believe it's going to be science, though, because I don't see it being witchcraft in the future, because, whatever. But it's going to probably look like witchcraft. With that, shout out to whoever wrote the script for Acolyte and having Jodie Turner Smith and Amanda Steinberg play these characters, because you better believe when it happens in the future. You better believe when the technology allows for it. You better believe weirdo feminists, namely the black ones, black women are going to be engaging in this left, right, and center. You better believe that's going to be the case. I put money. Is it going to be in Z's lifetime? Probably not. But I put money that's what they're going to be. What type of time they're going to be on. I put money on it. Huh? And thank you for that, Charles. I put money on it. But continuing, for all of us that seen what I just played, we're going to play them back to back, actually. Let's do it again. We're going to play this back to back so that you can see that the women ain't learned nothing in 20 plus years. They learned nothing. When they get their little ego bruised publicly because they were in a relationship or situationship with a high profile man, they run the same playbook literally 2+ decades apart. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Terror Squad featuring my man Fat Joe, Petey Pablo, the Yin Yang Twins, and of course, Little John and the East Side Boys.
Who was that on stage, everyone? Shout out to Vivica A. Fox. Uh-oh. The ladies learn nothing. They get their little ego hurt. I know what I'm going to do. uh-huh. 20 years later. And Kayla Nicole just said, you know what? I'm going to run the Vivica A playbook over. Oh, and how did that work for Vivica A. Fox? Wait for it. Silence. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Huh? Silence. It was Vivica A. Fox, everyone. And Vince says, they learned Nathan. They learned nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. Exactly, Indigo. I'll show him. Right? I'll show him what he's missing. It didn't work for Vivica A. Fox with 50 Cent. It's not going to work with you, Kayla Nicole, with Travis Kelce. And shout out to the women in the comments. Y'all really think that Travis Kelce is going to turn down $1 billion piece homemade cookies for Kayla Nicole's cookies? But huh? Shout out to the ladies who couldn't play coy and just straight up said it. Huh? I know Travis sick seeing this. Taylor not effing back like that. Taylor don't have, she could be starfish. He has peace. And a woman worth over $1 billion. Oh, and a pop star icon. Huh? If he wanted like that, he could pay for it. Clearly, he had it like that, and that didn't work out. Uh-oh. Huh? Let's not never, ever again refer to Kayla as, quote-unquote, Travis Kelce's ex. From now on, she's sexy ass red chair, look him dead in the eyes, talk him through it, Big Mama Kayla. Oh my God, it's so cringe. That all of it is cringe, but especially that last sentence, it's so cringe, Big Mama Kayla. What? What year are we in? Huh? What year are we in? Oh, they continue. I just know she had to suppress all of this when she was with Travis Kelce, because ain't no way he could hang. Even Breezy had to adjust. Man. Look, ladies. Yes, sometimes the box be fire. And some men get caught up. Most men, especially if you don't catch us young and horny under the age of about 25, maybe 27, 28. If you don't catch us under those ages, it's over. All the oops babies happen down there. Huh? The oops babies happen before 25, definitely before 27 and 28. The box could be absolute magic. The woman attached to her, on the other hand, the woman attached to the box, on the other hand, uh-oh. And clearly Travis Kelce said, yeah, I'll pass. Huh? If she's doing that with Chris Brown on stage, could you imagine what she was doing to try to keep the white man? To attempt to keep Travis Kelce? She was jumping off all type of ceiling fans. And clearly, it wasn't enough. So she can engage in this all she wants. I'm tying Kayla Nicole to Vivica A. Fox to Ebony K. Williams because the ladies have learned nothing. Once again, to Mr. Z's title. Your obsession with negative liberty, which you like to call liberatory and liberating and freedom, has gotten you here. Kayla Nicole has gotten you here. Vivica A. Fox has gotten you here. Ebony K. Williams. Huh? Thank you for that, Dr. D. And Dr. D says, you have 100 watching, but only 54 likes. You have hate watchers. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Look, and usually is half to all you hate watchers. Just tell Z he's wrong, though. I literally played y'all Kayla Nicole running back the same failed playbook that Vivica A. Fox engaged in 2 decades ago. Better yet, over 2 decades ago. Huh? The ladies have learned nothing. You can have your autonomy. You can have your freedom. You can have it, but it will cost you everything.
Don't shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
You will put other people in this organization at risk, and that organization does not want to take that risk. So you do not have this job anymore if you decline it. With any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
To all the ladies right now, hate watching, raging, cursing Z out, wishing Z's fate is similar to someone that met a horrible fate last week. But is Z wrong though? Ladies, you want your freedom and your autonomy, and Ebony K. Williams told you herself what the cost of that sole proprietorship is. We're going to play it one more again. We're not going to play the whole thing. No need. She told you the responsibility is on you. Ebony K. Williams told you what it cost you.
Wish that man well, and then decided I really I was a pretty bad wife in the sense that nothing salacious, nothing. I just was so focused on my dreams, my ambitions, my aspirations, and frankly, kind of my agenda, you know. And I was immature enough and inexperienced enough to believe that loving me and being even, I guess, married to me even meant going along with that agenda. It meant if you love me enough, you're gonna kind of go my way, or more or less here is the highway. And I say that in retrospect, having grown and learned so much about how horribly erroneous that method is and was. So when I came out of that divorce, I had a real clear intention, and this is what I always say to young ladies or people period that are kind of, you know, is marriage to me. I say, I want you to think about if you were to go start a business tomorrow. Would you want to pursue your business in a joint venture format, right? Where you willingly and enthusiastically invite collaboration?
Yes.
Where from the logo to the tagline to the cadence of, you know, when you distribute and how you distribute your product, and we're doing this together, and I like yellow and you like red, and what do we think? If you like that functioning, I think you could be maybe a good candidate for marriage.
Sure.
I'm dead serious. What
Yeah.
you said? I'm
That's
dead serious.
real.
And
That's real. I love
or
this.
there's something called solo proprietorship.
Right.
Where the buck stops with you, but also the responsibility.
She really thinks she's saying something. There go. The responsibility stops with you.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Yeah. The responsibility also stops with you. We said no to your BS partnership, Miss Foster. Your individual man said yes. The masses of black men said no. And we're showing you through action. When your nephews, well, Miss Foster doesn't have nephews, but once again, when your nephews pop up to the family function with a white woman or a Latina, that's what we think about your ideas of partnership. Huh? It's all coming to a head, y'all. Pause. It really is. We're witnessing the cost of their quote unquote liberation and freedom in real time. No? Dextro says Foster or Williams. No, I meant to say Kim Foster. I said it the right way. Ebony K. Williams is a testament to a very cold, calculating, shrewd very like business oriented way of viewing these relationships, and it's off-putting. And there's other things she said in that interview. I'll cover it in a little bit. I'll cover it in a few days. Right? If black women want their autonomy, they can have it. If non-black women want their autonomy, they can have it. You can have your autonomy and nothing else. Whatever success you have, that's yours, and whatever child you have. Good luck on the man part, though. Huh? Good luck on the man part. Good luck on the quote unquote intimate romantic relationship part. Good luck. And KMS says Ebony K. Williams would make a great employee. And who said that? I think Obsidian said that years ago. Obsidian, who? No, someone else said that too. Who am I missing? Was it lead attorney? Or was it someone else said that also? You would make a great employee. Can't do nothing else with you though. And thank you for the super chat, KMS. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. Can't do nothing else with you. It was someone. I'm missing someone. It was someone else. Who am I missing? Yeah, you'll make a great employee, and that's it. Relationship, marriage. Same thing with Kayla Nicole. That's why I played her. I should have actually clipped out the interview when she was like, "Cook for who?" Anton. Thank you, KMS. It was Anton. It was Anton. It was Anton. Thank you, KMS. It was Anton. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Disagree with our brother on like just about everything, but it was Anton. It was. It was. Right. And Anton's right. You make a great employee. We can't do nothing else with you, as evidenced by your lack of marriage right now. You see the way she spoke of relationships? Do you want something more collaborative? It's all business talk. Who's trying to marry Milton Freeman? Who's trying to be in a relationship with Milton Freeman? No wonder you had to have the test tube baby. Who's trying to sign up for this? Huh? Black Rose says, Foster will see plenty of it at the family reunions via the sons of her cousins. Say that. Huh? And a split Jim says, it's like you said, too many outliers doing too much talking. And that is, you know, later on in the interview, or was it a bit earlier in the interview, she was speaking about, you know, she believes in excellence and she doesn't know, and she was kind of playing like she don't want to she don't know why or doesn't understand why the black community had a problem with her speaking about excellence, and she wants excellence in everything she does and sees and and what she engages in. See, I'm gonna just stop with these pregnant pauses, as y'all say. The quiet, the silence. I don't know how many people in the black community actually have a problem with excellence, right? With being pinpoint accurate, with being high achieving in excellence. When that gets weaponized to subtly suggest that you're better than, then you get what you get. Ebony is not dumb or slow. She appreciates that she's in rare air, and she's throwing a temper tantrum because she hasn't been wifed up by who should be her quote unquote partner. Huh? Appreciate. She knows she's in rare air. She's physically attractive enough. That's not the problem. That demeanor and attitude, though, that worldview, huh? The lady been married before. Even when she speaks about her ex or the relationship, she said, yeah, yeah. Huh? And she admits she was a horrible wife because she was all about me, me, me. Madam, you're still all about you, you, you. You're still all about me, me, me. And any black man who is educated as you would like, as you would prefer, he can see that also. Have fun in the dating world, Miss Williams. Have fun. Because if Z could see it, the professional brothers or professional men, not even just black men, who on the level that you deem fit, yeah, they're not going. They're not. I'm telling you, they're not going. By evidence that they're not. Yeah. And once again, a split Jim said, it's like you said, too many outliers doing too much talking. The outliers are doing too much talking. And the outliers don't speak as if they're outliers. We have outliers in this space. The outliers will tell you that they're outliers. We sat here and listened to Black Uru the other day say, wait, slow down, wait a minute. Me and my wife are a certain age, a certain generation. I don't know if y'all gonna get what I got. Straight like that. Huh? Our new style tells you, hey, my first marriage, that didn't work out. I had to go to Brazil. Huh? I had to go to Brazil to meet some cooperation. See, the outliers in this space let you know that they're outliers. Mr. Z tell you, me and my lady, yes, some quote unquote emotional intelligence on my part and all that other good stuff. Emotional labor, shout out to BGS, all that other good stuff. And a whole crap ton of luck. Excuse me. It was one time I was streaming, I was saying, you have to have the wherewithal and the drive and the this and the that and luck. And a little bit of luck. And Dr. Thunder was in my comments and he was like, nope, a whole lot of luck. Huh? A whole lot of luck. The outliers admit, yeah, my career, my money, my status, my looks, my height, whatever the hell, my charisma, whatever, and a whole lot of luck. But you let the Ebony K. Williams talk, and well, just smug and shrewd and just everything I do, everything I'm excellent. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? And once again, a split Jim. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go all the way up as there was one I missed earlier. And gives you a second. Yes, it was from Eric Denman. Eric Denman says the comments are just sad, man. Sister Sharahan, I pronounce it right sometimes. I don't pronounce it right some other times. Shahrazad Ali. There you go, Z. Shahrazad Ali, quote, is undefeated. Most women don't mature past the age of 15. I understand what she's saying when she says that. I tend to agree I think the environment has allowed, and it was much of what I was saying about Sagar and Jetty, and let me actually tie that in real quick. For whoever was asking what happened to Sagar and Jetty, nothing. I was watching him and Crystal Ball break down the thing with Mr. Kirk and how people are responding to it and how people are getting fired for insensitive comments and whatnot. And Sagar was saying it's made him think about or reconsider some of the ways he has spoken before. Excuse me, he didn't use the word callous. Mr. Z's using the word callous. Yeah, how callous and dismissive you were is what you're saying. And so nothing happened to Sagar. I just was speaking about it. I'm going to link what I'm referring to in the description box after the stream. Okay, back. But no, I think the environment in the Black community allows specifically for women to move this way. Not to mention, it's the way femininity has been constructed in America. White femininity in specific that many of these women want to engage in. Until you appreciate the dance between white women and white men, it makes it really difficult, I think, to appreciate what women of color are aspiring for in America. Right? It is a borderline childlike position. But it's a childlike position with respect and honor and being cherished. Right? So you kind of infantilize them with an on and off switch. At least that's the way Z sees it. Because when you speak to enough women, they have one foot in adulthood while also wanting to be treated with kid gloves like a kid, like a child. So I definitely agree with Shahrazad Ali. Right? And thank you for the super chat, Eric. Thank you for the super chat. And let's read the KMS. Yep, and KMS says, Black women don't want leadership. They want help. Ninja, I know where I'm going. You my helpmate. And yet they wonder, I don't, they stupid. And yet they wonder, I don't, they're stupid. Look, yeah, no, it's upside down. Now Shahrazad Ali is definitely right about being in the reverse order of nature. And I think BGS his mentor also says that. Right? Being in the reverse order of nature. So the Black community is in the reverse order of nature. And that's cool. The Black men that want something more natural and more organic will leave Black women to do what they want to do by themselves, munching on each other or being single or being with their rose toy or whatever the hell. There's a number of these women. The Amanda Seals of the world, she said something on an interview a couple years ago. Ebony K. Williams, all of them. This is the cost. We said we want pepperoni pizza. Y'all said y'all don't serve pepperoni pizza, so your pizzeria stays empty. Your restaurant says empty. Or excuse me, your restaurant stays empty. We said we want pepperoni pizza. You offered us everything but pepperoni pizza. Cheese pizza, calzones, breadsticks, cheese sticks, tacos, burgers, hot dogs. I said it. Everything. Spaghetti, pasta, lobster, crab, shrimp, fish, everything but pepperoni pizza. We said we want pepperoni pizza. The Black community, Black women said they don't serve pepperoni pizza, and Black men are increasingly saying, I bet. And so the outliers get to talk because the outliers aren't the ones that are having to live this consequence. And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. So the outliers are the ones that don't have to live this consequence, the Kim Fosters and whatnot. Huh? What's going on, Shay? Shay, if you don't mind, because I definitely clipped this from your channel, because I had this, but I didn't have the whole thing. Shay, if you don't mind emailing me this clip right here, please and thank you.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
I had that clip, but I didn't have the part where she said loneliness, and that says everything. I thought her ending was fire before. It's even better now, right? And please and thank you, right? So, Shay, what you missed is I was tying Kayla Nicole was at a Chris Brown concert, and she got on stage and they were grinding on each other and whatnot, and you know, for Z at least, this is a response to all the hoopla about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift getting engaged, and so this is a response. So the whole her on stage thing reminded Z, and once I saw it, I already knew what it reminded me of, which is Vivica A. Fox 20 plus years ago on stage after her and 50 Cent didn't make it work or couldn't make it work, which means Vivica couldn't make it work. And she admitted that, by the way. All it reminded Z of is Vivica A. Fox on stage with Lil Jon, the Ying A twins, Petey Pablo, the East Side Boys, 21 years ago. Twerking her no ass having ass. It speaks to like a lack of history, like not appreciating. Kayla Nicole literally ran back the same playbook from Vivica A. Fox 20 years ago, and it didn't work for Vivica A. Fox. Vivica A. Fox tried to show us that she was over 50 Cent by getting on stage and shaking her non-cake having ass and some short shorts, some Daisy Dukes. And 20 plus years later, here come Kayla Nicole trying to get her freak on stage with Chris Brown to show us that she's over Travis Kelce, and clearly you're not. Huh? So I'm covering this for the brothers to say, it's not just rest in peace Kevin Samuels. It's they really will play back the same playbook from 2 decades ago that didn't work. It would have been one thing if it worked. It didn't work for Vivica A. Fox. You want to know how we know? Because she's 60 talking about now she's looking to settle down. It would have been one thing if it worked. It didn't even work. Huh? Yikes. And Keith says, and thank you for the super chat, the old grift doesn't work anymore. Older productive men have left the matrix, and now it seems the younger lions within the community are waking up. Hashtag SYSBM. You know, BGS has said multiple times, the gates are wide, and I'm paraphrasing this part, the gates are wide open, but this part he did say, if you want a black community, you're going to have to fight for it. And I'm going to say this, I've said this a million times, I'm going to say it again. What black women are showing us and what they're essentially saying, and every once in a while, one of them will actually have the ovaries to say it, is because they can't be white women politically, socially, to hell with the black community. Ooh. I want everyone under the sound of my voice to appreciate this, especially those of you who are new to Z's channel. This is not a black man problem. Black women said, if I don't get to be Miss Ann, to hell with the black community. If I don't get to have the money she has, the status she has, the power she has, the influence she has, For a few of them, it's phenotype. It's not phenotype for the majority. It's the political and social position. Quite frankly, for all women of color, Z, you said that. I said it. But black women are the most egregious with it. So black women said to hell with the black community. And so as you're saying, Keith, the young lions see that. And enough Latinas and white young women, and maybe even a Middle Eastern woman here and there, a South Asian woman here and there, a East Asian woman here and there. The Southeast Asian women are going. The Filipinos are going. Huh? Once you start getting to generation 2 and 3 of the South Asians, they're going to be going. It's over. So them young brothers, we're going to see them more and more. First of all, I keep on saying family reunions like that's still a thing. We know it's not, but y'all get it. We're going to see more and more. And I actually think I recall Ashley Acuna from the Grapevine years ago making a comment lamenting going to some restaurant. And she said every black man she saw was with a white woman or with a non-black woman. Yeah. As it should be if black women are not on black men's program. What else should be the result? If black women refuse to get on black men's program, what else should be the result? What else is supposed to happen? Black women want to operate a stone cold gynocracy, and young black men are not talking, they moving. Mr. Z talking, I'm an older millennial. The young millennials and definitely the Gen Z, they're not talking. They're just popping up at mom's house or auntie's house or Thanksgiving dinner with the Latina or the white girl, maybe even the Asian. Huh? And shout out to all the black women who are going to try to do the same thing. We'll see. Didn't work out for Kayla Nicole. Oops. We'll see. Didn't work out for Ebony K. Williams either. Yikes. Huh? And Keith, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS says, Ebony is mad that she's a female great white shark, but the Jaws music is not hers. It belonged to the male great white. To him, she's just another fish. Yeah, I think that is something I would love to speak to, like a highly, highly accomplished black women, particularly like an Ebony K. Williams type. And like what makes Ebony K. Williams accomplished? Debatable. I get what y'all are saying. For all of you who are thinking that and saying that to yourself right now, I get it. I get it. I would love to have that conversation to see how they grapple with exactly what KMS just said. Like at the end of the day, if you see being a wife in the way that men traditionally see and want a wife, if you see that as lessening yourself, well, there's a consequence to that. We said we want pepperoni pizza. And if you see serving this pepperoni pizza as lessening yourself, as Kayla Nicole expressed about cooking, then we got something for that ass. And it's your loneliness. And great triple X fun and you jumping off the ceiling fan and the Gawk Gawk 3000 isn't enough to make up for your disrespect and your middle finger and your arrogance. It's just not. Huh? So yeah, KMS, there's I said this on a previous stream. I'm going to start saying this a little bit more. If we appreciate that right now it's all about quote unquote equality and People are throwing around the word merit more and more. Is America ever going to be a true meritocracy? No. Does that exist? No. But nice try. And if it's all about that, we have to appreciate it's not simply going to be men are jealous of women or successful men are jealous of even more successful women. It's not going to be that. It's also going to be successful women, not successful women, being jealous of their male counterparts, particularly if their male counterparts are charismatic, if they're good looking, if people look to them, if they're natural leaders. Ebony's problem, once again, is she's priced her vagina out the game. And the men that tickle her fancy, what we're seeing is as she ages more and more, we see she's stuck in her ways. We see how she values or devalues men. We see how her valuation of men. The men that tickle her fancy are not interested. The men that would take her on, even with the way she speaks and views things, she's not interested in. And there's her conundrum. And that's her problem. Alexa, play the clip from Coach Greg Adams, and that's you. And there you go. All right. And KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. Keith, I cannot pronounce this. Toya, I need your help. I need this spelled out phonetically, please and thank you. Look, Keith. Keith put this down. I was like, what? Who? We'll get back to that, Keith. We'll get back to that. And Keith also says, when preparation meets opportunity equals luck. Yes, yeah. Preparation plus opportunity equals, well, preparation plus opportunity equals success. That's the formula I was always told. But like you said here, preparation plus when preparation meets opportunity equals luck. Yes. Right. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Oh man. I'm just checking some of you guys' comments. Let me read this comment. And once again, Keith, thank you for the super chat. And let me read this comment from Black where he says, basically, how all the sisters hating who is sitting at the table or on the couch on NBA and NFL draft day. Yes. Well, look, let's say it again. Dear Black community, you don't have to raise your daughters to see the trajectory of Black boys. We're not just speaking about the future athletes either, right? If you're raising your daughters to not see the trajectory of the men and boys, particularly obviously the Black men and boys, if you're not raising your daughters to get on a Black man's program and stay there, if you're raising your daughters that she can only be reliant on herself, that's perfectly okay. There's a consequence to that, though. Huh? There's a consequence to that. As Ebony K. Williams herself said, she became the man she was looking for. She is the man she was looking for. And that's why she hurt by her goddamn self. Me, myself, and I, right? Yes, ma'am. You, yourself, and you. Huh? You are the man you were looking for. You damn right. Huh? And KMS says, Z, 90% of success was building the catcher's mitt. 10% was the dumbest of luck. Note, I wouldn't have caught the luck without building the mitt. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Man, we have now with the stripping away of certain social programs, it will be a dog eat dog world more and more. The clip that I played from Economic Circuit, where he breaks down the middle class and what that's going to look like, and when that's going to what's going to constitute the middle class and the orientation of the middle class, the mindset of the middle class. The comment you put here, 90% of success was building the catcher's mitt. 10% was dumbest of luck. We're, especially for, I think, Xers, millennials, those of us in these spaces, you're going to watch people go through it. You're really going to watch people go through it. But they don't appreciate the paradigm shift. If you think Trump is just a flash in the pan, you don't appreciate the paradigm shift. You don't get it. Especially if you get a Clinton-esque Democrat after Trump, or let's say JD Vance wins in 2028, or whoever, Republican or conservative. If the next Democrat you get does to Trump and possibly JD Vance what Clinton did with Reagan and Bush Sr., that will solidify this era of Trump. You don't really appreciate that if you only see Trump as a flash in the pan. Time will tell. But if you get a Democrat that doesn't push back against this vehemently, which I don't see it happening, oh, it's solidified. And well, I want to say, Coach Greg Adams, that's you. Well, that's all of us actually, and that's you, and that's all of us, right? And it's going to be real difficult, that 90%, building that 90% catcher's mitt for those of us coming from the absolute bottom. Ah, and thank you for the super chat, KMS. Thank you for the super chat. And Keith also says, quote unquote, trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will. End quote. Socrates, hold the line. Hold the line. No reachbacks. Stay cold and focused on your purpose. Yes, no, I agree with that. I agree with that, especially for the younger brothers. I agree with that. Because there's going to be a whole lot of sassy begging, dry begging, obligation begging, huh? We's all black begging. What you supposed to do begging. What a man is supposed to do begging. There's going to be a whole lot of begging in the future. I see it. As a matter of fact, they're doing it now. They're engaging in that now. So I definitely agree with you on that, Keith. Hold the line, no reachbacks, stay cold and focused on your purpose. Which kind of speaks to the clip that I play sometimes from Economic Circuit. I'll play it again one of these streams, right? Black Uru said, that's some real white boy nihilism for you. He was being nihilistic. But I think he was being accurate though. Black Uru was kind of cold and calculated and accurate, but yeah, nihilistic. It was right. For those of you that don't know, I don't remember what the title was, although I have it saved. I'll try to link it in the description box after the stream. I'll try to link it. All right. And once again, Keith, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So what do we have here? And Joe says, Black women eat, pray, love is interviews, school debt, and getting bumped on stage. I think you meant to say in interviews. Black women eat, pray, love in interviews, school debt, and humped on stage. Yeah, bro, it's all about what they see as empowering, what they see as liberating. It it boggles the mind that your way of showing, and there was a very classy way of this going, right? And I think Black Uru spoke to it on my channel a few weeks ago, there was a way to get to end this. And I think Black Uru was speaking kindly of Travis Kelce in the experience, right? In the time y'all had together. And she attempted to go scorch earth, and it failed miserably. And you could see her going through it. You saw the look on her face on the interview when they asked her, aren't you tired of this? And you could see the look on her face was like, people keep on bringing it up all the time. And she looked exhausted. But remember, you threw the first blow, Kayla. Number one. Number two, you took the pictures with Travis Kelce when y'all were together. Okay, cool. You talked crap about black athletes while y'all were together. Y'all broke up. You threw him under the bus, or you attempted to throw him under the bus by saying he didn't spend no real money when y'all were together. Okay. He gets with Taylor Swift. Now they're engaged. That was about 2 years ago. Now they're engaged. You post this cryptic thing from Tracee Ellis Ross, of all people, not a good look. Tracee Ellis Ross saying, I choose Joy because Joy has legs, and yawn. And now you're on stage with Chris Brown getting your bump and grind on like you R. Kelly or somebody to show that you're over it, or it doesn't affect you, or you're moving on. We'll see. Huh? And all this for Z, this is borderline a science experiment. Huh? Like this is how you chose to respond? Did this? So a mixture between what you posted of Tracee Ellis Ross and this is your response to Travis Kelce being engaged to Taylor Swift? You could have said nothing and posted nothing. You could have just lived your life. Make it real difficult because you didn't say so much grimy stuff in the past, but you could have just ended there. Huh? And Keith says, and thank you for the super chat, understand this. We are headed to a neo-feudalism within the U.S. The haves and have-nots. Indentured servitude, own nothing, only subscriptions, leases, rentals, etc. A new gilded age. Yo, Keith, trust me, you're not the only one saying this. Keith, we've been going over this. It is a dark day. I tend not to want to go all the way dark with it on my channel. We appreciate that. Keith, short of French Revolution, I'll say that. I'll pause right there, especially right now what's going on in America because of last week. So I can't go maybe a step or two further as I usually go. I'll stop right there. You know, short of French Revolution, no, I do see what you're saying happening. Huh? I think it is what you're saying. Now, we usually say techno-feudalism, you know, but I totally agree with you on that. Once I saw the gig economy becoming a thing, and like you said, these rentals, and that's, by the way, Klaus Schwab, I think that's his name, right? No, it's not Klaus. Yeah, Klaus Schwab, I want to say. When he said, you will own nothing and you will be happy, this is what he was speaking to, which is exactly what you're saying here, Keith. subscriptions, leases, rentals, etc. Right? Which is like a constant stream of money into the pockets of the elites, and you will own nothing. There will be no final payment. Your final payment will be in death. And I agree with you. Short of, you know, something else happening to in this paradigm, we're gonna leave it there with that comment. I do think you're right that this will be the new normal. What you're saying here, I agree with that. I agree 100%. Right. And Keith, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see what else others are saying. What's going on, Dr. Thunder? That show says dog eat dog de la soul. Global free agent says consequences are real. Eric Denman says Z, they don't follow geopolitics like that. It's not just a shift in the US, it's global. Agreed. Agreed. Right? I agree with this, KMS. And KMS says a quote-unquote moderate Democrat would seal Trump's presidency. Yes. Yep. Eric Denman said aggressive begging. I forgot about the aggressive begging. The aggressive begging, the arrogant begging. Yep, you're right. You're right. Right? Vince says a real man begging. Yep. A real man would. Yep. Not begging in sign language, Vince. Vince is begging in sign language. Hysterical. That's funny. That's funny. Starman says Begdustrial complex. Put it in the book. We're using that. We're using that, Starman. That's funny. We're using that Begdustrial complex. Not the Begdustrial complex. The begging industrial complex. Hysterical. Starman said big industrial complex. Eric was laughing at it. Exactly. Big industrial complex. Hysterical. Oh man, that's hysterical. A split Jim says she drew first blood. She started throwing haymakers. Not even haymakers. She started jabbing first. Right? And we're talking about Kayla Nicole, everyone. She started jabbing first. Well, right. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, because the best way to get the next man is to talk ish about the last man. Who's coaching these hoes? Give me a S, give me a T. Yeah, stupid. I get what you're saying. Give me a S, give me a T. Look, bro, KMS, I really mean it. Exactly what you said. Who the hell? Where are they mentors? Okay, fine. All y'all tell them is black men ain't ish. Okay, cool. How's that working? Vivica should have found a way to get in contact with Kayla Nicole quick, fast, in a hurry and said, why would you do that? You see, it didn't work for me. Let me find out black men are better mentors to everyone compared to black women. Oh, wait a minute. We already know that. Oops. You know how we know that? Does he have it up right now? I'm gonna play this. Right? This is not black women thing, but this lets you know the type of time women are on concerning other women. And I'm gonna play this again because I'm gonna review this again. But here we go.
You look wise. Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Do men ever change? I'm not kidding.
No, they don't.
They don't?
But there's good ones, but they're usually gay and married. Get them
Before they turn gay? Yeah.
Usually
the boring ones. The boring ones are good?
Usually.
Oh, good. Okay. So we look for boring?
Yeah, as long as the mother's not too involved.
You sound like you're speaking from experience. Do men, like, ever change?
No.
Yeah?
Absolutely not.
You haven't seen it? Not once?
No, maybe when I was very, very young,
But it's never lasted?
no.
No.
Still the same.
Okay, thank you.
Self-centered, egotistical.
Constant. Thank you.
Sounds like you're having problems.
The girlies are having problems. All the girlies. All. Like, look at one. She's probably having a problem.
Yeah, we all are.
We all are. You're right. And they're not making it any easier.
Keep the faith.
Keep the faith?
Yeah, I was lucky. I had a...
Oh, because you got... Okay. In finding him. All right. I'll keep that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Do men ever change?
No.
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 You've never seen it?
They get worse.
Worse? That's the change?
Yeah, they get worse.
You've never seen one? No.
That's
one
definitely a black woman.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Of course, the older black women would say, they get worse. Of course you would. No, ma'am, it's not that we get worse, it's that you're not young anymore, so we're not tolerating the crap anymore. Oops. Huh? It's that you're not young anymore, so now we don't have to tolerate the crap anymore because, well, you're not young and tight anymore. There's a pun in there. Huh? So as y'all can see, this young lady went all around asking whatever city she's in, whatever town she's in, do men ever change? And all the women said no, or for the worse. Or the only good ones are the LGBTQ ones. Oh boy. Huh? Man. And Keith says, Starman, Bedustrial, he said Begdustrial Complex, trademark that immediately. Right? I'm trying to say it like T.I., right? Expeditiously, immediately. LOL, too funny. Yo, it is funny. Keith, it is funny. That's hysterical, right? Keith said, men change. Thank you for the super chat. And he gave me another super chat. He says, men changed once. Jimmy, Z, because you get your words out. Men changed once. There you go. History called it the Dark Ages. Hysterical. Well, it was the Dark Ages for Europe. It wasn't the Dark Ages for everyone. Right? And Joe's give y'all a link to click on. You hear me, Dextro? And Dextro says, before they turn gay, look. Hey, ladies be dissing, sneak dissing, all type of craziness. All type of craziness. But look, y'all, V got to get back inside. We got to chill out with Miss Z for a little bit. Yeah, I wanted to come to y'all with this. I'm thinking if I should play it again. I think I risked too much already. I'm definitely, this is definitely gonna get demonetized. I'm surprised I didn't get this I'm surprised I didn't end the stream midstream, to be honest with you. But we'll see when I end the stream if they say, sir, but so for those of you that missed it, go back and watch. I played the clips early on in the stream.
Weather alert.
Wait, the car's talking.
Warning in about 15 miles from current location.
That was the car telling me that you live in South Florida and that it's South Florida and it's going to be South Florida in a minute. For those of you that don't appreciate, it's still hurricane season in Florida. So it's raining on and off all day, every day. And especially over the past few days, I don't think we've had one day where it didn't rain. Well, at least where I am. I don't think it's been one day in the past few days it didn't rain at least a little bit. At least a little light drizzle. So yeah, that's the car was telling Z, it's South Florida, bro. So there you go. But yeah, so tying that back to the conversation, Kayla Nicole learned nothing. Black women learned nothing. We saw this 20 years ago with Vivica A. Fox. Tying that to Ebony K. Williams, what they see is liberatory and freeing. That's why Mr. Z keeps on saying negative liberty. It's actually negative liberty. It's fascinating. It's fascinating listening to Black women speak about negative liberty, right? Now they call it freedom and they call it liberation and liberatory, and that sounds so liberating. And when you saw the interview and when she said that, she rolled her eyes in the back of her head like she was having an orgasm. Oh, that sounds so liberating. Shout out to whoever her man is, her husband is. And I think she's married, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's married. So for all of you that heard that earlier, just in case, I want to put that out there. Let's put a heavy on the think. I think she's married, or in some type of relationship. But even if she's not, regardless, y'all saw the look on her face when she said liberating or liberatory. Her eyes rolling in the back of her head like she was having an orgasm. That sounds so liberating. Yeah. Huh? I got you, Vincent. Vincent, start the Discord, Z. All right. Man. Longo said it's pretty much the same in the Gulf Coast, too. Raining on and off, yep. Hurricane season, yep. On and off all day. So, on that note, y'all, we'll pause right here. I wanted to come to y'all with this. Z be saying, look, Z and Edward Anderson, I promise y'all, we be saying, you know, it ain't gonna be that long of a stream, but Z really be going for 2 hours though. 2 hours later, I really be telling myself, oh, maybe I'll be 45 minutes, an hour, maybe an hour 15. Yeah, right. So on that one, y'all, we will pause right here. Truly, love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Shout out to Louis for the thumbnail and shout out to Louis for this background. This is dope. I really like this one. And there's a number of different ones kind of like this that Louis created for me. Shout out to Louis. Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Y'all check out his channel. He does good work. He's snooping all in and out of the ladies talking on Clubhouse and different platforms. So y'all check him out. And on that note, y'all, we will pause right here truly, and y'all have a great rest of y'all night. And Mr. Z out.
Yeah.